$3 million or 10-year ban? Broncos boss speaks on Payne Haas's career-defining choice, NRL versus R360, beneath Brisbane's fierce sun, where Red Hill's training paddock shimmers like a battlefield mid-charge. A decision far weightier than a last-minute try hangs over one man's future. Payne Haas, 24 years old, a towering engine who has dragged the Broncos from heartbreak to a long-awaited title, now stands before a choice that could rewrite his entire legacy. A $3 million offer to remain a maroon monument, or the magnetic pull of R360's fortune, a breakaway union venture, promising riches yet shadowed by a decade-long exile from the sport that shaped him. And amid this storm, the Broncos' chief doesn't issue threats or deadlines. Instead, he speaks of loyalty earned in sweat, suggesting that rugby league's truest bonds are formed not on paper, but through the echoes of choices that linger well beyond the final siren. It was the night before Brisbane's 2025 Grand Final parade, confetti clinging to asphalt, triumph still buzzing in the air, when whispers about Haas morphed into a roar. Having just driven the Broncos to their first premiership in 19 years, the Tongan New South Welshman stood as Dally M Prop of the Year, a Blues stalwart and a Kangaroo's rock. His deal, signed in 2023, runs through the end of 2026 at $1.2 million per season, a stabilizing anchor amid salary cap chaos. But R360, the ambition of Mike Tyndall and heavyweight investors, rose suddenly from the global shadows. A renegade XV competition set for October 2026, spanning Tokyo, London, Miami, and beyond. 8 men's teams, 4 women's, a traveling spectacle lighter in workload than league's grind. Please like, share, and subscribe for more Sport Talk content. The offer, R360 extended hit with the shock of a pinpoint kick. More than $3 million across 3 seasons, sweetened by international tax shelters, and the promise of pioneering alongside NRL exports like Zach Lomax and Ryan Pappenheisen. A world of union space and spectacle, fewer bruising minutes, and summers free for the people Payne loves most. His 2 young sons, his siblings, the family he shoulders both literally and figuratively. But the NRL's retaliation cracked like lightning. A hardline 10-year ban on anyone who joins the Rebel circuit, stripping defectors of Origin jerseys, Kangaroos caps, and club lineage. A lifetime of league, gone in an instant. Steering through the chaos, Broncos CEO Dave Donaghy convened his tight-knit leadership within the halls lined with Meninga and Lewis, icons watching over their successors. His message was steady, worn by years of cap battles. Payne's one of ours. Family doesn't get rushed. There were no ultimatums, no media leaks engineered for pressure, just room for Haas to step back, spend time with his boys, and properly consider the Broncos' counter. A $3 million extension stretching to 2029, plus life after footy pathways as a club ambassador and mentor to the next wave of Pacific talent rising in Queensland's suburbs. Later, in a quiet Brisbane cafe scented with espresso and fresh-cut grass from a nearby field, Donaghy met with Haas's agent, Payne himself surfing Samoan breaks far from the frenzy. The tension in the air was unspoken but unmistakable. "We've laid everything bare," Donaghy told reporters afterward, his expression as grounded as a set restart. "We want him for life, but it's his choice. Huge money, huge consequences. We support him either way." Teammates, sensing the stakes, reached out privately. Katoni Staggs posted a photo of the pair celebrating a try. One simple word beneath it, brother. Inside the locker room, still scented faintly of champagne and championship sweat, the squad held its collective breath. Nationwide, the saga spread like spilled ink. Haas decision, lighting up forums, pubs, and Pacific hubs from Bondi to Brisbane to Apia. Fans dissected R360's glossy promos and whispered about league stars potentially reinvented as union weapons. Danny Weidler publicized the Broncos' massive offer. Peter Badel highlighted the severity of the NRL's ban. Across Auckland and Nuku'alofa, families discussed the cultural weight of such decisions, elders recalling the code-crossing journeys of past legends. In Gosford, where Payne first laced boots, kids painted murals of him poised between 2 sporting worlds. As Samoa advanced through the Pacific Championships, Haas's on-field dominance briefly drowned the noise. Under Auckland's rainy lights after a bruising match, he embraced Ben Hunt, another veteran familiar with big Crossroads, and spoke words only teammates would remember. Family first, always. Back in Brisbane, Fans gathered with scarves and songs near Suncorp Stadium, not demanding his choice, but blessing it. The heart of this crisis slices into rugby's deepest traditions. R360 isn't just a startup, it's a structural challenge, echoing the Super League battles of the 90s. For Haas, a proud Wiradjuri man, the choice cuts beyond sport. It's about legacy, cultural weight, and fatherhood. The 10-year ban is a locked gate, but the chance to secure his family's future is a force of its own. This is the same dilemma many face in life, disguised in a football jersey, choosing between security and opportunity, between stability and the wide unknown. Donaghy's patient approach, offering guidance rather than pressure, mirrors the code's core values: loyalty, humility, and respect. Haas's 2025 heroics, dragging Brisbane through the grand final, carving up origin battles, underscore that careers aren't just contracts, but emotional journeys. The Broncos' offer is a pledge of belonging. The ban is a razor wire warning. His decision will define more than the next season. It will color the entire arc of his legacy. Rugby league has long been a battleground of identity, stretching back to 1908's Great Divide through decades of code wars and cultural shifts. Payne's journey now joins that lineage. His teammates like Patrick Carrigan speak of unconditional brotherhood. If he goes, we'll run harder. If he stays, we build again. As Haas rode Samoan tides with his sons, he opened his heart in a rare vlog. Broncos raised me. Red Hills where I learned everything. 3 Mills life-changing. But R360's a fresh world. The ban hurts. No blues, no ruse. Hard to picture that. But Donaghy's given me time, real time, and I'm grateful. His voice softened as he held his eldest boy's hand. Dad said run for family, not fame. That's what I'm doing. Now, with the 2026 preseason on the horizon, Haas stands before a fork shaped not by money alone, but by meaning. The Broncos' offer leads to legacy. R360's beckoning carries risk and reinvention. His choice becomes a chapter in rugby's larger story, a reminder that behind every superstar is a human wrestling with values that echo far past the field. When Donaghy later revisited that quiet cafe discussion, he spoke with warmth. Payne's more than a prop, he's our heartbeat. Whatever he decides, he's earned our respect. And miles away on a Samoan shore, Payne reflected with waves breaking at his feet. Whatever path I take, it's for them, my boys, my family. Haas now stands at the threshold, ball in hand, future in view. His next stride, wherever it leads, will carve a legacy not just for a club or a code, but for every supporter who's ever believed in the power of a player, running not for glory, but for those who walk behind him.